Welcome to MX Unfiltered, your original Moto News weekly channel from around the world. What is going on? There's some rumors that I heard that I don't really think there's a whole lot of validity in them because of the sheer fact that it's just such an outrageous number. It's the number that is in the description. And it just seems like an astronomical number to be asking for. And if you guys already think of it, it is Tomac. What I have heard, right, again, there is no hard evidence that it's actually happening, but I heard that somebody was asking around $9 million to ride. I don't know if it was for a couple years or what, but that is incredible. I definitely think Tomac is worth a lot. I don't necessarily think anyone is going to pay that much, let alone KTM, who has had some financial struggle where they've been trying to have somebody keep them out of freaking bankruptcy. At least here lately, they've had a little bit of a pump, rather going down from $10 up to around 17 here, but they were the beginning of the year at $40. So that is still like a 70% drop in the valuation of KTM. But do I think the likelihood of him being on a KTM is probably better than the Ducati thing? Yeah, because again, the things that I have heard have been that this individual doesn't want to help a team get into winning form. He wants to just join a winning team, a team that already has things established. And it's sort of on waiting, what is Sexton going to do? Yes, we pretty much think it's a done deal that he's going to Cowie, but it's not, nothing has been officially released. So for that reason, we're kind of waiting for him to decide officially so that they're going to help with getting Tomac onto that team, because Juju's been signed and Tom Vial has not been signed to KTM. So there's just a window of opportunity. Tom Vial is more than likely going to stay with KTM, and that would be sweet because he would eventually probably take Tomac's spot, because AP has also been re-signed with KTM. Don't necessarily know where Anderson will end up if Sexton takes his spot there with Prado. Maybe he's the guy that's going to Ducati. But if I can find out more information, I will, of course, let everybody know. As of right now, I just hear big numbers floating around as far as what's going on. And in the MotoGP world, this Fast SOB, the defending champion, I couldn't believe that he went with Aprilia to begin with. After being on the Ducati, the Ducatis have been owning everybody, and they are still owning everybody. Besides Fabio on his Yamaha, which I can't believe he's riding that well on the Yamaha. But anyway, I digress. There is a contract clause with him to where if he's not on the podium or hasn't really gotten inside, what does it say? The bottom of the standings, he can consider legal action to block exit, walk away among the top riders. So as long as he's not in the points, he can get out of his Aprilia contract. And that's exactly what he's trying to do. And he's trying to sign with Honda, which is surprising. I'm surprised that it's Honda again, but he's a young man and he's got to do what's best for him. As of right now, it sounds as if Aprilia is the one holding the short end of the stick. And of course, they'll probably try to sue him because he hasn't made any points. But if the contract literally states, hey, if you're not doing well, you can get out. And he's pretty much been on the ground every time. And he's had 3 major injuries. So for there, gosh, why wouldn't you do that and have them still pay you? You're only as good as your last race. And that's basically what we got going on here. So I'd like to see the Martinator on the Honda as opposed to the Aprilia for sure. And what's going on here? Well, we have the champions of this week. Webb, wasn't sure if he was going to do it again. Tom thought he could do it again. Deegan was pretty much a shoe-in. And World Supercross. So World Supercross, these guys have 3 rounds set up And that's it right now. I've heard rumors that it's going to be about 6, but they just posted that London is out. And this is making it hard. It makes me nervous about just overseas motorcycle racing because the riders in MotoGP don't get paid purse money. Here we bitch and complain about purse money for the riders here, and funds have doubled, tripled, quadrupled, not for each race, but you got the Super Motocross Championship that I believe gets paid to the teams, and then that's a cut that goes on. But the privateers get a big bonus at the end of the year. You've got the privateer challenge that Steve Mathis just put on. That's quite a bit of money. So there's lots of money that is coming in here. Dun, dun, dun. I said he's joined. We all going to 450. I'd have to look, but we will see. He might, as points out, because you could defend once with the new rules and then you have to move up. So I believe Tom is probably on the hook where he's got to move up in the 450 class, because in the 250s the rule is literally, if you win a championship, you have 1 year to defend. And I believe if you're like inside the top 3 or 5 in points, you can be in there for 3 years and then you're forced to move up. And he kind of qualifies for close to both of those. So he's going to have to join as well. So that is also something to think about. Can KTM afford to have 3 450 guys for 1 year? We know Star Yamaha can't afford to have their 9 450 guys and 250 guys. So that's one of those things here. There was one other small little bit that I wanted to share. This was from Vital, and you have, this is the Stopwatch Nationals, where Ryder D ends up just taking out this little girl. So look at this. Boom. Oh, I feel bad. They were behind the fence, but that's still a crushing blow. I hope everyone's okay, but that is a bummer. And Dylan Ferrandis is not going to be riding the Nationals. And if I go back to the Supercross page, you have just some, not happened with here, but Cole Davies and Jordan Smith. Jordan Smith has a hematoma, and Cole Davies has a broken nose and a really hurt arm that he's going to be completely out of motocross, but he'll be back for the Super Motocross Championships at the end, which is a bummer for him. But the most notable news is the potential move for Martin, and then also Tomac. Where is he going? Because as of right now, I've always said he was going to Ducati, but with the rumors I've heard, I tend to believe that this is where he's going to end up, which is crazy because financially, I'm like, how are they supposed to pay anybody? I've been hearing rumors that overseas, Lucas, the Kunin, they're not getting paid nothing. And KTM has been having a hard time paying Chase. And so for this to happen, and also paying Tom, how are they going to sign a top tier winning athlete? So anyway, it'd be sweet, but I don't know. But appreciate everybody that joined the live stream. That is this week in Moto News. Till next time, guys, as always, keep it WFO. Rah, 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 rah.